Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's open a beverage of your choice. I was debating on whether to do this today or tomorrow, but I figured I might as well do it today since it's been a couple days since I finished this. I have a book here called Sucker Bait. It features a bunch of stories from the EC line, written by a man by the name of Graham Ingalls, in which they called him, he took the nickname, Grizzly, because it turns out he was just this incredible artist for this type of work, and he was well known for his creatures like zombies and things like that. And so they've got a boatload of stories in here that he illustrated. Most of them are written by, the story was by Gaines, scripts were by Feldstein, and there's a couple of them that were written by, what is his name? Wow, Fahrenheit 451. I knew it right before. Ray Bradbury, duh. And, if you look at some of these stuff in here, I'll have some of these images up on the screen here. But the main person who introduces this stuff is usually the witch, because she was his creation. There was in the EC Vault of Horror, Tales from the Crypt, and all that stuff. There was about 3 different people who did the introductions on the story. There's the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt. There's the old witch from, I think that was the call from things, and another one. I can't remember his name, but that's where they got the Crypt Keeper for the Tales of the Crypt, and he's the one that created her. And he just does this really great drawing of her each time. I'll put one up here in a second, or may have already had it up. But his work is just so incredibly detailed and just... and I don't know if it's just because this is black and white, and I'm pretty sure these are maybe originally done in color, but I think they look a little bit better in black and white. It adds to the kind of the spooky factor of these stories, or at least the look of them. He's got a couple of my favorites are Sucker Bait, which is what this is based on. That's kind of a cool little story where you have a guy coming home from college, and he's met at the train station by his father and older brother. And on the way home, you find out that there's been some murders in town, and people are saying it's because of a vampire. You know, they've got all the signs of the, you know, little bite marks on the neck, and this guy was a chemist, and so he's like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, they try and figure. All the guys in town are going out at night. You know, everyone's locked themselves in their places at night, and the guys are going out trying to find him, and trying to get the stuff, and it's not working. So, dude, he figures out how he's gonna get this guy. Hence the thing, sucker bait. He is going to get this chemical, you know, in a shot, right? It's a radioactive chemical. And he's going to go walk around until the vampire starts to follow him. And then he's going to stick himself with the needle and inject himself with it, which would make the vampire radioactive. And he leaves a note for his family to sit there and say, okay, you'll be able to find this guy. You just use the radiation detector, the Geiger counter, after this happens, and you'll be able to find him. So that was a really cool, kind of a neat take on this. And of course, things don't work the way the way it works. I mean, it didn't work the way that it was planned. But there's a neat little thing on there. There was an old woman. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. That was kind of a nice little take on it. So, I mean, I bought this just because I like old EC, but I can't believe how good, I mean, they're always good, but how really interesting some of these stories were and how great the artworks. I'm really glad to have this in my collection. I mean, take a look at his drawing of her. And when you have people in here that are bad, these are just bad people. Like, it's the cheating wife, the cheating husband who plan on murdering somebody, or things like that. They're just vile. And I sort of wish that, you know, that those stupid hearings hadn't happened back in the 50s that killed this stuff off and came up with the Comics Code Authority. But I guess it's kind of good because we still have this stuff to look at. But anyway, I want to give this just a 5 out of 5 and say, you know, I highly recommend it. It's, you know, Suckerbait. It is done by who does this? It is Fantagraphics Books, and it is $28.99 cover price. But if you can find it in stock, it'll be a little bit cheaper than that. Highly recommend this. Highly recommend it if you're into old EC horror. But anyway, let me know if you read it, if you have it, what you thought of it. Like, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy your old horror comics.